Hi everybody and welcome back to the Little Miss Funeral YouTube channel. I am so excited to be sitting down and filming this video for all of you because I've had the idea for this video in the back of my mind for a while now. And that idea is 5 books related to death and dying that I have enjoyed. For this selection that I've come up with, I tried really hard to choose books that were not written by a funeral director or mortician or somebody directly involved in funeral service. So I hope that you all enjoy it. So let's just jump right into it. So the first book that I wanted to share with all of you is Exit Laughing: How Humor Can Take the Sting Out of Death. I picked up this book so long ago, probably a good 6 or 7 years ago, and the thing that I love the most about it, it's the only book that I have on this list that is compiled of essays. So if you're somebody who just has a very busy lifestyle, this is the perfect book to throw in your bag and pick up while you're waiting at a doctor's office, or maybe when you take the bus home after work. It's so easy to read, and the entire book is compiled of different people's essays and stories about how they faced different kinds of deaths in their life and how they found some kind of humor in it to be able to get through it. The second book that I want to share with all of you is Grief Girl: My True Story, written by Erin Vincent. Erin is from Australia, and this is her memoir of losing both of her parents. When Erin was 14 years old, her parents were involved in a car accident that killed her mother instantly. Her father was taken to a hospital and was told was going to survive. And a month later, he actually ended up passing away from complications as well. The thing that I love the most about this book is it's shown through the eyes of a 14-year-old. So it's shown in a very childish way. And what I mean by childish, I don't mean that it's shown in a very immature way, because I think that Erin comes from a very mature standpoint. She was left to raise her little brother with her sister. And it's just a beautiful story that's put together that shows how family has come together and how they had to overcome this horrible thing that has happened. I wanted to include Tuesdays with Morrie so bad on this list because I love that book. But I think a lot of people have actually read that just because it's so popular. I actually had to read it when I was in high school, so I wanted to show another book by Mitch Albom for this video, and the book that I chose was For One More Day. If you enjoyed Tuesdays with Morrie, you're going to love For One More Day. And I think that the only way that I can really explain it to you is just to read the back cover. If you had the chance, just one chance, to go back and fix what you did wrong in life, would you take it? And if you did, would you be big enough to stand it? Mitch Albom, in his new book, once again demonstrates why he is one of my favorite writers. A fearless explorer of the wishful and magical, he is also a devout believer in the power of love. For One More Day will make you smile. It'll make you wistful. It'll make you blink back tears of nostalgia. But most of all, it'll make you believe in the eternal power of a mother's love. Just read this book. You will love it. The next book that I want to share with all of you, I actually have to read the title to make certain that I don't get it wrong, and I'll probably still mispronounce it, but it is Heidegger and a Hippo Walk Through Those Pearly Gates, using philosophy and jokes to explore life, death, the afterlife, and everything in between. And this is written by Thomas Cathcart and Daniel Klein. Thomas and Daniel are both Harvard graduates who majored in philosophy, and they are just the funniest people. I read this book and it explains topics that would otherwise go completely over my head, but it uses jokes and humor to make me understand it. It is just so funny. They explore all different parts of life, death, the afterlife, like it just says in the title, and I just highly, highly recommend that anybody reads this book. I know that I may not be selling this book with my explanation right now, so I want to actually share with all of you a joke that comes directly from this book. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You may have noticed the other service going on down the hall. It's for the man who invented the hokey pokey. Actually, it's been a bit of a challenge. When we laid him in his coffin, we put his left leg in. That's when the trouble started. Am I the only one who thought that was funny? And the last book on my list, it's just I love this book. I love this book so much. It is the last lecture by Randy Pausch. And if you are unfamiliar at all with Randy, he was a professor who was diagnosed with cancer and only given so many months to live. And when he was diagnosed, he had small children. And he realized that he wasn't going to be there to be with them as they grow up, to give them advice and to experience everything that he wanted to help them with. So he actually gave this last lecture in which he explained how to live out your childhood dreams. And then it was also written into the book. And you can actually watch the last lecture on YouTube. I will put a link for that in the comments below because it is just so inspirational and so heartwarming. And it'll leave you feeling so unbelievably hopeful and empowered and sad at the same time because of Randy and his diagnosis. But it is such an amazing read, and I would recommend for everybody, if you only pick up one book out of all of the ones that I am talking about today, pick up the last lecture because it is just such an amazing book about how to live your life to the fullest, and it will really inspire you and also put in the questions, because you know that Randy is sick when he's writing this and when he's giving his last lecture, that if you were only giving so many months to live, how would you reflect back on your life? I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I had such a fun time making it because I was able to go through my library of books, and I have a lot of them to be able to just pick a handful to share with all of you. If you did like this video, you can always give it a thumbs up, and if you want to, you can always subscribe so you don't miss any videos that I can put out in the future for all of you. And if you have any suggestions for me, I welcome them in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.